So this is the HTC One. The first thing you notice about the device is its gorgeous design. So we've used aluminium for the back of the device, and then we've had a ceramic resin inserted into the edges so that we have what we call a zero gap design on the device. The software we're running, so we have Android running underneath Sense 5, which is the new interface that we've added. This is one of the key features of Sense 5, and this is a feature called Blink Feed. So the idea behind Blink Feed is that it's a fresh and a constantly updating, very much a personalised home screen to use on the device. So from the top, when you drag down, you have 3 buttons that appear at the top here. Firstly, you can actually set it for the region that you live in. So you can come through and you can select from any of the countries that we have links with. As you can see, there's several to choose from. Once you've chosen your location, you can then come into the topics and services, and you can choose, for example, from featured headlines, from news, from entertainment, music, sport, or from technology. You can also then slide across and choose from slightly broader categories, for example business or design, gaming, politics or travel. You also have the option to link in your services and applications, so for example Facebook, Flickr, LinkedIn and Twitter, and also from your applications your calendar as well. So the brilliant thing about that is your calendar appointments will then appear as part of your Blink Feed. Blink Feed is all set in chronological order, so the most recent news headlines are always at the top, and you just pull down to refresh. If you go into an article, you will have the photos and videos. You'll be able to tap on to view those. If there are multiple photos or videos, you'll be able to view them all. You can read through the article, and if you need to, right at the bottom you always have a link through to the original story. You also have the option from each of your stories to be able to share it either via Facebook or email or Dropbox, or through all of these services that we have on the device here. So it's a really excellent, superb, really fresh, easy way to stay updated and to have all of your latest content, personalised content, sent through onto your front screen. The second feature we have is related to the camera, and it's called Zoe. So the way that Zoe works, when you tap into the device, you have a button at the top here. When this button is blue, that means that Zoe is active. So when you tap on here, you see it says that Zoe is now active on the device. The way that Zoe works, I'm just going to lift this up and show you, is that instead of taking a single image, Zoe will actually take a 3-second clip. So when I tap on the camera button, you'll see it starts to turn red. That's now recording my Zoe. If I tap back into here, I can then review my Zoes from here, and you can see that that's starting to move. I can then tap on the screen, and you see the progress bar at the bottom here allows me to slide through and to select a specific frame from that video. So I tap on the menu, and I can then pull that out as one single photo and save that frame. The little white mark that we have on the progress bar here, that actually tells me when I press the camera button. So that's the point where I press the camera button there. You'll notice just on the left, we also have some more of the progress bar. So what that's actually done is 1 second before I press the camera button, it's already started to take images. So just in case I wasn't quite quick enough in pressing the camera button, I'm able to scroll back through and capture something that was taken before I actually pressed the camera button itself. The other thing that Zoe does is it brings your gallery to life. So if you come through into your applications and into your gallery, rather than just a standard normal sea of static icons, what you start to see is your Zoes start to make your gallery come to life. So you start to see the videos playing through on here, your Zoe clips that you've created all start to come through on the device. At the very top of each gallery section, you actually have what we call a Zoe highlight. So what the Zoe highlight does is it takes all of the Zoes and all of the images that you've taken throughout the day or throughout that event, and then it collates them into one 30-second video. Now what you can do is you can select a theme for this device, for your Zoe. So this is a particular theme. You see, I've not done any of this editing. This has all been put together by the phone itself, using images and using Zoes. If I tap, I also have the option down here to be able to change the theme, so I can slide through and change it. It automatically adds music as part of those themes, so you can see from here, this has got a slightly different look and feel to this theme than previously. Slightly different music as well. So it's just a really great way to be able to take all of those photos and images and give you a really excellent little highlight of everything that's happened through that day. As well as the Zoe highlight, Zoe also gives us the ability to unlock new features on the phone. So one of my favourite personal ones, for example, is actually sequence shot. So here we have our Zoe clip. Very funky, very cool. When I tap on here, I can now edit and retouch, and one of the options I have here is sequence shot. What it then does is it extracts 5 images from the Zoe, and it enables me to put them together into the personal photo that I want to create. So I can then build that, and that can now be my single image from there. So I can have a sequence of everything that's happened using Zoe. As well as sequence shot, we have 2 other really cool features. The first one of these is object removal. So again, we come in here, this is our Zoe, but you see we have people walking in and out of the background. So what I'm able to then do is tap, edit, retouch, and I can remove the objects from here. So the phone will then scan the images and will realise that actually these 2 people they were in it to begin with, but actually they weren't in it the whole way through, so they possibly shouldn't be there. When I tap, I can then highlight both of those, and then it will then remove them from the shot from there. I'm then able to keep that as a perfect photo. The third feature that's really awesome is a feature called Always Smile. So the way that Always Smile works, I'll just come through onto here, I'm just going to find one of the galleries that we use. So here again is our Zoe, and you can see we've got the 4 people in here. So I can tap, edit, retouch, and I'm going to select Always Smile. What Always Smile will do is it will scan the image for everyone's face and put a circle around them. I can then highlight one of these and start to slide backwards and forwards until I can find the facial image that I'm happy with. And once I pressed OK and I click done, what that does is it blends it all together so it's into one seamless perfect picture. But I can then make sure that everyone is smiling, everyone has their eyes open, and it's the perfect image that I otherwise wouldn't be able to get from clicking over and over and over again. So this is all part of what Zoe brings to life on the device. The third really cool feature that we're talking about, so we have Blink Feed and we also have Zoe. The third feature is Boom Sound. So Boom Sound is actually linked to the 2 front-facing speakers that we have on the device here. So with most devices you normally find you have a speaker on the back or possibly on the end of the device, but this is the first of its kind to offer 2 front-facing speakers. What that means is when you're listening to music on the device, or if you're watching a YouTube clip or a movie, the audio is actually directed straight towards you, so you don't need to cup your hand around the device, it's being directed straight towards you. So we have 2 dedicated amplifiers in the device. We have one amplifier which is powering the headphone jack, but we also have another separate amplifier which is powering the speakers. And what that's designed to do is, in combination of Boom Sound and with Beats Audio, we're able to offer a seamless, epic sound experience either through the main speakers or through the headphone jack. And that's the HTC One.
Fantastic. And what's the resolution of the screen?
So,
Full HD?
It's a 4.7-inch Full HD display. So the PPI is 468 PPI. A couple of other specs. We have a 1.7 gigahertz quad-core processor. It's one of the Qualcomm processors. We have 2 gig of RAM in the device. We have either 32 or 64 gig of storage. And we have a really superb front-facing camera which has a wide-angle lens on the device, which instead of a standard viewing angle you can actually view up to 88 degrees via the front-facing camera, which is really impressive. The battery, we have a 2,300 milliamp battery, so that should be absolutely fine. It should be comfortably seeing you through a day of normal use on the device, so no need to worry too much about being out and about and running out of charge halfway through the day.
What's this? What's the TV?
So, the TV, the way that this works is actually, the phone itself can actually be used as a remote control. The power button on the device is actually an infrared button. So what this enables me to do is to program the device as a remote control for my TV. So I can tell the TV application the country I live in and the region within that country that I live in. What I can then do is teach it, tell it the type of television that I have, and I can also then program the remote, and that will then be able to work directly with my TV.
How many televisions?
Up to 10 remotes at one time.
No, what companies does it support?
Every company. So any organisation that makes a TV, it will support it.